Hi Virgo, welcome to your What They Aren't Telling You for August, March 22nd through April 5th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below as per usual. All right. Page of Swords. Are you watching them online or are they watching you online but there's no communication, Virgo? This feels like a lot of online maneuvering or watching but no communication in real life. Okay, so we've got the Hierophant here. Seven of Cups, the Magician. Ace of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. And Queen of Pentacles. Okay, two aces is trickery. So just be careful about that. But, you know, some degree of mystery at least. Okay, what's this Hierophant about? I think someone might be conflicted about the relationship because for all intents and purposes it feels stable and steady. Maybe not the most passionate or life-giving, but someone might be very confused about the commitment or connection at this point. What's this Hierophant about? We got three, this is a one, and then we got ones right here. So let's call it three aces. What is that? Small success. All right, so we go from trickery to small success. All right, what's this Hierophant about for Virgo? The Emperor. So both of these are restrictive cards. Both of these cards, to some degree, this one's about control. This one is as well because we do the same thing we've always done all the time. Because it's worked for centuries and that's just how we do things. And these are the laws and the things that govern and the buildings and the institutions that have stood the test of time. And we still operate under those structures to some degree for the stability and security of society as a whole, right? So this could be about faith, clergy, marriage, institutions that keep society running, that sort of thing. And this is about the control within the control. So, okay. Could be that this is a very stable, solid, steady, secure, plodding along. This is the way it's always been, very relationship of longevity here. And then, but we're in reality, it looks like somebody's confused. What's this Seven of Cups about? You know, I have to say I kind of like it. Just because it implies having patience. So someone recognizes, you know, I'm just not feeling a certain way anymore, or things are kind of weird, but I'm gonna wait this one out and just see what changes or what the potential is, or, you know, everybody goes through a rough patch. I respect that. Because anymore, it's so, everybody's so quick to instantly gratify, like, oh, I'm bored. I need to consume something, I'm bored. Well, sometimes you get bored, you know. We don't have to run out and hunt and gather anymore, so there's going to be periods of boredom. This is Ace of Wands. New beginning. What's this? Two of Pentacles reversed. What's this Two of Pentacles reversed? Oh, two twos. Okay. They might be telling you that I want a fresh start, I want a new beginning. Let's put some passion into this. Let's change the trajectory. Things are stable, solid, and secure, but they're getting kind of stale and repetitious. So let's get some passion going in here. But it's because they feel like they're not. Things aren't balancing out. Things are unbalanced. Things are not. It's almost like they're not interested in the new normal, but they're trying to become interested, and you might notice that they're starting to pull back, and they might be a little secretive. They, to their credit, they want to give this the benefit of the doubt and be like, I get that I might not be as in love or as passionate or whatever I want to try, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think things are unbalanced, and I'm not sure they can get balanced again. I'm not sure that this new normal is going to fix everything. Like this, just say day in, day out, I'm not sure how much this will last. So the person could be telling you, let's go for this new beginning, clean slate, let's do this. But I think they're going to be keeping secret about feeling like this isn't for them anymore. Scenario number 2 could be that this is, but see, I don't think that. I don't know. Because I was saying, it could be that they're being kind of secret and shady about some financial dealings, but I feel like this is them under the guise of a committed, connected partnership that's very stable and solid. You know what? Let's do this. Let's have a fresh new start. Let's this, let's that. And it's just they're kind of like, meh. They're feeling probably overwhelmed that things are way out of balance, but they're trying to wait it out. They're trying to be patient. They're trying to figure out a way. They're trying to go inward and understand, but also this could be them starting to shut down and pull back and become withdrawn as well. Maybe that's what they're not telling you as well, is that they feel like withdrawing. They're not in it anymore. What's this Ace of Swords? This Ace of Swords. Oh. This is Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Oops. I feel like this is somebody who is just kind of, dare I say, bored with the commitment or connection, but they're not really interested in doing anything about it, because at the end of the day, this is them kind of just doing what they've always done, keeping to themselves. Nothing's really going to change. They're not really happy about things, but they feel powerless to change it. They feel like, well, it's just the way it is. It's just the way things are. They're willing to accept it. But somebody is not happy in this marriage or this connected, committed partnership. Perhaps this is about there's not a whole lot of communication, productive communication. Maybe someone feels neglected or ignored. This could be somebody feeling like they feel neglected. Maybe they feel like they have to come up with new ideas and inspiration to breathe some life into this connection, but they're really feeling overwhelmed and tired, and they're starting to withdraw. And this speaks to someone accepting or being resigned to a situation and not really being happy, and just kind of, okay, well, I guess we'll just keep doing it. It is secure. I mean, there's security there. They're just kind of, well, I don't feel like I can really do anything about this situation. Alright, what's this Magician about? Could be an Aquarius, Aries, Taurus, Pisces, or Cancer. What's this Magician about? Aries or Virgo? Magician. Alright, Virgo. Oh, look at that. Virgo, don't get mad at me. I think this is saying find a way to make this connection work. Honestly, find a way to work it out with this person. You see that? Figuring out how to make it work with your soulmate and movement forward and working together for forward movement. Because I think someone inwardly is starting to withdraw. They feel disconnected. They feel, to some degree, they might feel neglected. Forgotten about, and yet they're not going anywhere. They're just, it's like, well, I guess it could be better, but it could be worse, so I'll just sit here and take care of what I've always taken care of. Very solid, secure, stable positions. Could be Capricorn, but they just feel like they can't really affect any change, and they might be telling you that, you know, I trust and I believe that things will work out over time. It's going to be okay. But I feel like that's kind of a silent cry for help, or like, hey, I don't want to have to be the only one that has hope here. Like, I want you to remember I'm not feeling so hot either. And I'm trying to say this, but I'm not sure if I'm trying to encourage you or encourage me, because I'm starting to feel really disconnected and overwhelmed and confused. All right. Union. I feel like it should be this one. Offer. I fanned them all out. This is kind of a thick deck, so I had them fanned out. So, if this is not a marriage, which it looks like it very well could be right here, this is a very, looks to be solid, stable, connected partnership, but it might need an infusion of passion and adventure because someone's kind of starting to doubt their place or their worth to you, Virgo, I think. Virgo. Scorned, and this one wanted to come out too cold. All right. I don't feel like that here. I don't feel like this person feels like that here. I feel like they've got this quiet loneliness about them, but I don't feel like there's any anger. But then, I mean, we do have the Page of Swords here, so I don't know. This could just be that communication and connection is at a minimum. But perhaps this resonates with your personal situation. All right, if Virgo's person could tell them something, what would they tell them? Virgo's person, what would they tell them? What would Virgo's person say to them? Okay, there's 1 and 2. Lying was just easier for me than telling the truth, and I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. Okay, perhaps that resonates. I would still like to pull 2, so I'm going to do that. Virgo. Virgo's person could say something. What would they say? Virgo's person could say something. What would they say? And well, no, we got this over here. Hold on. What else for Virgo? Maybe this speaks to feeling like there's a distance and a sort of like they've been rejected, not so much scorned, but rejected. And they're like, well, I mean, it could fit with your situation. I just feel like this is more kind of a sad, quiet loneliness, confusion, rather than it is somebody's on the warpath, you know? This is about waiting too long. So, I mean, this is in a nice position to be in because there's waiting, but it could also be that if you're waiting for everything to be perfect, you might miss the opportunity. If this is you enjoying things being at their peak of perfection, it could be that it's to the neglect of someone else or something else, that you're taking that other person for granted. It could be that also. We have, I want to be authentic, I am no longer afraid, and our connection still affects me. So this person, I think, is longing for connection with you, but they just feel like they can't do anything about it. And I maybe it's because they feel like you're not really on board, or that you're not of like mind. But I think that maybe they're running out of ideas on how to. They're looking for leadership from you, or more of an offer from you. Maybe they're ready to re-engage after a period of solitude, but they don't know if you're going to be receptive or if you are interested anymore. Boy, these keep coming up. We got the birds and the stork. So this could speak to a couple that is taking time apart, working on some issues, talking about forward movement, and this just might be what I've laid out here might be part of that conversation about how do we move forward from here. And it could be that someone's saying, you know, I value our commitment and our connection, and I really would like to, where do we go here? I really want to really want to infuse some passion and adventure into our relationship, and I'm hopeful, and I have some great ideas. But what they're not telling you is that they are overwhelmed, or that they feel confused, and they're really looking for you to be interested in them, because this very quickly could fall back into them just kind of taking care of things on the day-to-day, but there's no real passion or romance. And I think inside they secretly want that. This is kind of quiet, sad loneliness over here. So I hope that you two are able to talk and work things out, Virgo. I think this person cares for you, and I think they want things to move forward, but I think they're not sure if you're receptive, and they're also kind of overwhelmed themselves. They just don't want to show it. But I think they would like for things to start moving forward again, and I think they want to look to you to have that happen as well. They want to know that you're on board with that. All right, Virgo, I hope this was helpful. I hope this works out for you. I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.